Good morning, everybody. You are now tuned in with the WHIT Radio.org morning show with the one and only Javier Crespo. Today we have a lot of interesting news topics to cover, ranging from baseball to tennis and everything in between. So call over anyone nearby because the show starts now. To kickstart the morning, I'm sure none of you are new to this name, Yasiel Puig. To all our fans listening right now, I'm sending out a public warning. The man that is playing right field for the Los Angeles Dodgers is a dangerous man. He is armed with a vital arm that will throw out anyone within a football field's distance. He is an incredible hitter and will hit any pitch anywhere in the zone. He has the running ability of Ichiro Suzuki, and he has the fielding ability of the great Billy Mays. In Yasiel Puig's first week, he has made more noise than the Mets, Marlins, and Cubs have made all year combined. 4 home runs, 10 RBIs, a 450-plus batting average, 2 assists in the outfield. This man is the real deal. Now, if you told me that he would be playing at this level all year, I wouldn't say he'll play at that level all year, but I'll guarantee all of you this. Yasiel Puig is the real deal, and he's here to stay. This last wave of Cuban baseball players has created a massive wave in the Major League Baseball, and Yasiel Puig is putting an exclamation point to it. Be ready, people. Can't say I didn't warn you. Well, moving on to a similar topic concerning sports, the Miami Heat have once again made a very, how should I put this, evident statement that the Spurs aren't going to cruise their way to the championship. What the Miami Heat did yesterday in the fourth quarter was basically violating the Spurs. I've heard a lot about Tony Parker being a top 3 player, but it seems as if Tony didn't show up when LeBron James had upped the ante on defense and capitalized on offense. LeBron James is the best player in the league. He has proven that. The Heat collectively have proved that they are the best. So the next time that you are told Tony Parker is on the level of LeBron James, just remember what happened yesterday. With all the finding that's been going on in the NBA and in sports overall, I suggest that David Stern views that block LeBron James did on Thiago Splitter and tags a $50,000 fine on LeBron James for public violation. What LeBron did to the poor soul Thiago Splitter was wrong in the best way possible. Moving on to another huge story in sports story. The MLB is being accused of bullying Anthony Bosch, ex-headman of the Florida Therapy Center Biogenesis, and finding out which players in the majors have been taking steroids. Star players such as Ryan Braun and Melky Cabrera have both been identified in the list of Major League Baseball players who have contacted Bosch, and some old hag in the name of Alex Rodriguez as well. Whether Bosch is being bullied or not really isn't something I care about, purely for the fact that Bosch had technically bullied Alex Rodriguez when asking for money, threatening him to be reported to the MLB for steroid usage. What matters to me is verifying who's actually on that list. A great pitcher, Gio Gonzalez out of Washington, was originally on the list, but was found to be only his father, who had gone to Biogenesis for back therapy. He just happened to have the same name as his son. MLB, verify who actually took the steroids, and cut the shenanigans with the bullying. I'm ashamed at how all this has gone down because in reality, this is really only going to hurt the image of the MLB no matter how it ends. It's truly a shame. And if you thought that was an interesting story, wait till you hear this one. Jason Kidd, the man that literally just retired, is now looking to be coach in the NBA. And of all teams, Jason Kidd is pursuing the Brooklyn Nets. What word comes to mind when I hear this? Controversy. Good controversy. Huge storylines would build up. Jason Kidd pulling down the Knicks in the playoffs and going to the Nets a year after? Will Darrell Williams be the same coach cancer that he has been to his best friend? After all, Jason Kidd and Darren Williams are best friends. Does this open the doors to Jason Kidd being the coach that's way too lenient? Hey, you never know. The one thing that can't be questioned is Jason Kidd's high basketball IQ and his ability to connect to teammates. On yet another sports topic, Rafa Nadal has won the French Open again. I never like to compare years, but it's truly that this year means something very special for me, Nadal said, alluding to the way he managed to come back from a left knee injury that sidelined him for about 7 months. When you have a period of time like I had, he added, you realize that you don't know if you will have the chance to be back there when the trophy another time. But he does this year after year. He won 4 French Opens in a row from 2005 to 2008, and another 4 in a row from 2010 to 2013. Rafael was better than me, said Ferrer, who had only won 18 sets he'd been playing the past 2 weeks to reach the Grand Slam final at age 31. He didn't make mistakes. A week past his 27th birthday, Nadal now owns 12 major trophies in all, including 2 from the Wimbledon, 1 each from the U.S. Open and the Australian Open, to pass Bjorn Borg and Rod Laver and equal Roy Emerson as the third most in history. Nadal only trails Roger Federer's 17 and Pete Sampras's 14. More on a team who hasn't been so successful. The Rockets are planning on making a move on the coveted point guard Chris Paul during free agency. This coming after a rumor spread that Dwight Howard was interested in making a move to Houston, in quotations. The Houston Rockets are planning to pursue all-star point guard Chris Paul in addition to Dwight Howard this offseason, according to a report in the Houston Chronicle. Howard remains squarely the top target of the team's free agent shopping list, but the Chronicle reports that the Rockets now see the Los Angeles Lakers center and Paul as targets number 1 and 1A. Sources close to the process previously told ESPN that the Rockets have received what has been described as hopeful signals that that Dwight Howard is seriously considering a jump from the Lakers to the Rockets after becoming a free agent on July 1st. Sources also say Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban, meanwhile, continues to make plans to chase both Howard and Paul with his team's max salary slot. He's trying to make a move for both of those guys also. As for the Rockets, good luck. I honestly think the Rockets will end up with either one of the two, probably Dwight Howard. As for Mark Cuban, good luck with that, Mark. And finally, in our final story of the day, Jason Collins has put a final stamp on his coming out party by going to a gay pride walk. NBA veteran Jason Collins has marched in the Boston Gay Parade with Massachusetts Congressman Joe Kennedy III, who was also his roommate at Stanford. Collins wore a T-shirt which read #BeTrue, which he joined thousands of marches on Saturday. In April, Collins became the first active player in one of the 4 major U.S. professional sports leagues to come out as gay. He wrote in an article for Sports Illustrated that the decision to go public when he came to Kennedy March in last year's parade, and Collins didn't feel that he could join him. Collins also added that the Boston Marathon bombing reinforced the notion that things can change in an instant, so he might as well live truthfully. To me, this is actually very heartwarming. I'm more glad for Jason Collins and that he has not only come out, but he's been proud and open about it rather than falling to the harsh media. He's received hate mail, mean tweets, death threats, and everything else in between about being gay, but he's hung on well. Collins played for 6 teams in the 12 seasons and becomes a free agent next month. Well, that's it for today, everybody. You have been tuned in with Javier Crespo on the morning show with WHIT Radio.org, Hudson County Schools of Technology.